Alright, sewing genius, welcome back to my channel. This is Escape Design. Today, like I promised, is going to be about sewing thread, and for now I'm going to be showing you what I have here. I have all this in these sizes, which are actually from Guerderman, and that will be what I'm going to lay my emphasis on when it comes to buying your thread and how to choose the correct thread for your project. Just like we have this in spoon, we have all this in cone. These are in cone. All these little ones, they are in spoon. All right, just like you know that threads are in different colors, they're in different weight, they're in different volume. Like you know, there are varieties of thread. Some are used in home sewing, some are designed to be used for outdoor sewing, some are used for upholstery, some are used for automobile. Depending on your project, you will always need thread when it comes to sewing. All right, we have different type of thread. That is their component. The component, like you will see some that are actually come in polyester, which will be the most common one you are going to be seeing or using for your project. Some are PTFE, some are nylon in texture, and some are monofilament. So this is a nylon thread, and is the first type I'm going to show you right here. They are kind of stretchy a little bit, and they are really strong, and I tell you, these are good thread for upholstery. They are not kind of good. These are not meant for home sewing. These are meant for upholstery, and they are really strong, and they can stand a lot of kind of pressure. All right, so this is a nylon thread, and they are really good for upholstery. They are strong. I use them sometimes for my serger, but being nylon thread, you don't want this to be rubbing against your body, so I recommend this for upholstery. They're not going to be for home sewing. All right, but I just want you to be aware that there's a thread that are nylon in nature or synthetic in nature. All right, so this is another thread that I want to show you. This is not a regular thread. Also, this is monofilament. It's just like this one. They are monofilament. They are more like a nylon, but they are more finer than nylon thread, so they are not as strong as nylon thread, but they are a little bit invisible. The reason why you will choose this type of thread for your project as a home sewing is if you want to do some kind of invisible. They are really good when you want to hide your thread. Like I said, it's not that flexible like nylon sewing. They are not stretchy, but they are good for upholstery also. But as a home sewing, where you can use this or benefit from monofilament is if you are doing blind hem, or if you want to hide the seam away, you know, if you want to bury the seam away, I think monofilament will be a better choice. But like I said, in my own case, I like monofilament. When you want to do hemming and you want it to be invisible, you go for monofilament thread. All right, this is another type of thread that I want to show you, which is called PTFE. This is the type of thread that you want to use for outdoor sewing. They are really durable. They are strong. In fact, they have been treated to withstand UV like sunlight, so which means it's mainly used for outdoor projects like upholstery that you're going to put outside, like a vinyl or any materials that you're going to be using outside that will be beaten by rain, that will be beaten by snow, or that will be beaten by sunlight. You use this type of thread, which is called PTFE. They are really durable. They can last lifetime. In color, they will not shift in color. They are really good, and the only reason you want to use this is for outdoor projects. These are not what you want to use for regular sewing, but just you know, you have all these that are actually designed for outdoor projects. All right, they call them PTF thread. The next one is going to be polyester. Just like you have all this, and they're going to be like what is going to be common in any sewing shop, anywhere you go that you want to buy your sewing project. Polyester will be like the most common thread that you're going to see on the shelf to buy. And these are polyester, just like this. Most of the thread you see here are more like they are polyester, which are designed for home sewing, and we have them in small size. Like I said before, you have them in big size. They are polyester. They are designed for fabric sewing. They are designed to sew on fabric. Those are what they are meant for. Thread do come in weight, much as they come in sizes. As you see here, they come in different sizes. Some are 6,000, some are 350, some are 600, depends. But the higher the number, the bigger the spool will be. Now, like I said, as they come in sizes, so also they come in weight. And the weight of your thread will be determined by the weight of your fabric. For example, we have thread that are actually meant to be sewing light fabric. We have the one that are designed to be sewing medium fabric, and some are designed to be sewn on heavy fabric. So you just want to be sure and be careful when you are choosing your thread for your project. All right, so when we talk about the weight of a thread, we're talking about the thickness. The weight is not what you put on the scale and what you weigh. No, that's not what I mean by the weight. What I mean by the weight is the thickness of the thread. All right, and the thickness is being identified by number, and I'm going to use Gutermann, which is my favorite thread to go when I'm doing my project. I always go for Gutermann, and Gutermann comes in this size. You have them in this size, and they also come in bigger size like this. But I'm going to be focusing on these three when it comes to weight and quality. So looking at these three spool of thread, they look alike, but they have different weight, which means they have different thickness. And the thickness on this one is different from this, is different from this. And for that being said, they will have different use that they are being made for. The first one I will be telling you right here, this is a Gutermann with a thickness number of 120, which is 120. And this is called Mara thread, okay? That's the name that Gutermann gives to this thread. They call them Mara. Probably the Mara must have been in this shape, I don't know. But this particular one is meant to be sewn on light or medium fabric, and the weight is 120, which is indicated on the spool. 120 is the weight of this one, is the tiniest of the three. The second one right here is also from Gutermann, and the weight of this one is 40 weight, which is less than this, but is thicker than this. Now let me make it clear. The lower the number, the thicker the thread. This spool that is meant for light and medium sewing is 120 in thickness, and this one is 40 in thickness and is thicker than 120, which means the lower the number, the thicker the thread. This one is 100% thick and is designed to be used for buttonhole. All right, down the line we have another one which the weight is 30, which means it's thicker than 40. Like I said, the lower the number, the thicker the thread with Gutermann. So this one is 30 in weight and is designed for top stitch. So you have 120, which is meant for medium, which is meant for light to medium sewing. This is 30, which is meant for heavy project. If you're going to be sewing denim, you want a heavy or thicker thread. All right, and this is thick, which is meant for buttonhole. These two are polyester, but one is 30 in weight, one is 120 in weight. So now what I just explained to you about these three thread also applies to any other one here. They come in different weight or different they come in different capacity, they come in different usage, and they come in different sizes. You can get them in this small size or in bigger size. All you need to understand is that the number is really important. So The rule of thumb here will be that if you are buying thread, make sure you are buying thread according to the weight of your project, that is your fabric, in relation to the needle that you are going to use on your sewing machine. The three have to come together and determine your project. And I'm going to put it again this way. If you have a light project like a light fabric and you decide to choose a heavy or thicker thread, and you also choose a sewing machine needle that is designed for denims, your project will not come out good. You need to choose the right needle, the right thread for your project. If you are sewing a denim and you choose a light thread and you choose a regular needle that is meant for light fabric, you will either break your needle, the thread may not be feasible, and they may not be strong enough to hold your project. You have to bear that in mind, that the three work together. The weight of your project or your fabric will determine your needle and will determine your thread. Alright? That's what I want you to get in this video. It's really important that you get this fact. People may have been mismatched all this, but I guarantee you they will not come out with good results when they finish their project. But if you want your project to stand out, if you want your thread to lay nice and clean and good on your fabric, you have to be sure that you have the right or correct thread for that fabric and you are using the right needle. Okay, if I may, I will actually put below the link a chart that can actually spell everything out for you, the size of the needle, the thread that fits that needle, and what application you can use that combination on. I'll put it in the link if I'm able to find it. Just check it out if it is there. So guys, before I go, this is another thread that I would like to show you, which is actually elastic in nature, or I call it elastic thread. It's another type of thread that is being used on sewing machine, and the purpose of this is to help you to shrink a fabric from a larger size to a small size, and you will still retain the shape, the original shape, which means if you use the elastic thread on a fabric, it will bring the fabric to a shrink, but that does not mean you're going to lose the original length or the width of the fabric. You still have them, but this will help you bring them to a size that you want it, but can still be stretched out again if they need be. And that's why you need elastic thread. They are actually used for different projects, but that's one of the things you can use elastic thread for. The last but not the least before I go is going to be this. These also are shiny. They are not a regular sewing thread. These are what we call embroidery thread. They come in small size or in big size. They are embroidery thread. They are used for embroidery to make design on fabric. This is what you want to choose if you need that. Just as we have different manufacturer of threads, you also want to be aware that when you are choosing your thread, you actually have to go for quality when it comes to thread. Quality really matters to me as a person, because when you are using sewing machines that are really expensive, or even all these smaller ones, when you are using thread that are poorly made, they cause a lot of residue on your sewing machine. But for you to afford or minimize that, you want to use thread that are high quality. I go for Guerderman because of high quality of their thread, and there's a lot of different companies also that are that their thread are quality and tested. But as a person, I've chosen to move with Guerderman when I'm choosing my thread, but that does not mean there's no any other manufacturer that are doing or making a high quality thread. There are a lot of them out there. You just want to be aware that when you are buying your thread, be sure you are buying high quality thread, so that it will actually enhance and prolong the life of your sewing machine. If I have to compare thread and sewing machine, right, I will see machine as a car, while thread will be a road. If you have a good road, we have a smooth and nice ride. But if you have a bad road, the ride may not be smooth, and that can lead to you having premature tire wear. You can have premature some kind of mechanical failure, which can cause you to have a lot of your thrust maybe going out, prematurely when you are going on a road that are not really well made. Same thing with tread. If you are using low quality tread, it will tell on your sewing machine. These are kind of mismatch in color. They come in different color also, like the one you are seeing right here. This is a type of thread with 2 colors. Some have more than 2 colors. This is like a green, yellow. We have some traces of green and some traces of yellow on this one. So it's greenish yellow or yellowish green, whatever you want to call it. They also come in yellow, red, yellow, black, different colors. They are kind of regular thread. Some are polyester, and they are good in making some kind of top stitch or decorative stitch, as you want to call it, but they are handy when you just want your project to have some kind of character or some kind of feelings. Either you have a need for this or not, I'm not sure, depend on your project, but they are handy when you want to do some top stitch or decorative stitch on your project. That's what they have for. Check them out. They come in different color also, different design. You will like them. That being said, and this is why it's bringing me to the end of this video today. Like I said, they come in different sizes, different shape, and they come in different texture, depend on your project. But as a fashion designer, what you need to understand is that the most common that you will use in thread will be polyester. All right, some actually are 100% cotton. I'm not sure, but I know all I've been seeing for lately is polyester, and that is what I believe you'll be coming across a lot when it comes to sewing. And that brings me to the end of this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video and you find this informative, hit the like button, and if you are yet to subscribe already, please click the subscribe button. Let's grow this channel together. Until next time, I'll be bringing you another informative video on sewing. Keep the sewing going, guys, and bye bye.